Is the tablet on the way out? With the astounding sales of the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, it's clear that people really like larger phones. But does this interest in larger phones, dubbed phablets, come at a price? What place do regular tablets have once we all own giant phablet phones? Are companies gutting two revenue streams, phones and tablets, for one, phablets? What about you guys? Would you still have room in your heart for a tablet if you bought a giant phablet phone? Is it an either-or proposition for you? Dan, why don't you start?
Well, here's the thing. I kind of started out with giant phones back in the day. Like, I don't know if you guys even remember the Siemens phone. It was this big monstrosity, and it had that. So, I mean, I was okay with it. You know, the biggest problem that I have with those phones is that they just don't fit in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm going to have to get those... I'm just going to have to wear cargo pants all the time and put the thing in there. But I'm on the fence on the... I don't know if I got.
But is it so big that you will say, like, oh, I was looking at an iPad, but now no thanks because I have this giant phone? Assuming you did buy one.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would, but yeah, it would probably take the place of my tablet because, I mean, why? It's going to be just like in the 80s. You're going to have your phone on a belt clip. You're going to have your pager on a belt clip. You're going to have all this stuff. I don't know. I would just get the big smartphone and call it a day. I wouldn't need a tablet after that.
Louis, what do you think? Phones, tablets, phablets, mutually exclusive?
I would rather carry my smartphone, like a nice, like something. I have an iPhone 5S. I would rather carry the 5S and something like the iPad Mini, or maybe even the Kindle Fire, or something small, than carry a phablet, because I just don't like phablets. When I'm making a phone call, and I don't make that many phone calls, I don't want to put a huge thing up to my face.
Yeah, it is kind of unwieldy to be like, oh, here, hang on, let me make a phone call.
It's not that bad in retrospect. They're not. Right. I mean, it's not like that 21-inch monitor that doubles as a tablet, But I mean, it is kind of big and unwieldy. It's like it's a big piece.
Right. If it doesn't fit in my pocket, then I'm not carrying it. It's that simple.
I hear you.
Yeah, see, I already own a huge phone. I own the Droid Max, and I thought that was pushing it on size until I saw the iPhone 6 and the 6 Plus. I never really considered my phone as a phablet, but I guess, especially for people with smaller hands, it's probably way outside of what they're comfortable with. And, I do own a tablet, and I realize that I never use it because I use my phone for everything. So maybe my phone really is bigger than I need. Like, I don't know. Have I surprised myself by owning a phablet without knowing it and realizing that I don't use the tablet that I have? Now, do I not use it because it's a Kindle Fire first gen and I just don't like using it, or do I use it because my phone is big enough? I don't know. I think that if I owned what they call a true phablet, like something bigger than what my phone is, I certainly would never use a tablet at all. I mean, my phone's already big enough, but I don't know, give me a couple years for my eyesight to wear out, and then we'll talk about this again, where I'm like, I need something bigger.
They'll come out with the large print edition iPhone.
Yeah, or right, one that just like a magnifying glass that like lays over the top of it, so that it makes it even bigger, I don't know. So quite possibly it could be the end of tablets, but probably not. I mean, look, Louis wants to buy everything. Dan wants to have belt clips for everything.
I do.
I like my phone. Maybe it's a convenience thing for me, though, because my phone is always right there, whereas I don't have a tablet right there. I'm going to move my tablet over near the TV and see if my usage changes.
Right. I think in the market, there's room for everyone. There's room for the phablet fans, there's room for the tablet people, and there's room for the skinny smartphone crowd.
What size is the phone? Are you going to look at your phone and be like, well, the iPad Mini is only a half-inch bigger than this.
Right.
So why... I mean, essentially, if you look at the lineup of iPhones next to the iPhone Mini and the iPad Mini, there's not that big of a difference anymore between them all.
Right.
Yeah. Who knows what's going to happen?
I don't know. Maybe the rule of thumb should be like a phone should be smaller than a Pop Tart, and a tablet should be
Exactly.
larger than, I don't know. Well, that's our 2 cents. What's yours? Are phablets and tablets mutually exclusive, or is there room in your life for both? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to find a deal on a phone, phablet, or tablet, head over to dealnews.com and click on the electronics tab at the top. That's dealnews.com. For dealnews.com, along with Dan Ledbetter and Louis Ramirez, I'm Jeff Summergy. Phablet.